say, first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Kodash, we said amongst the apostles and elders of Green Bus Road well. Salutations, all the icon must pushing with the truth and say day in and day out in the continuing season, we see Shalom. Once again, going into our little topic here, same thing on the coronavirus, countless of videos being done on it. But yesterday, the island of Trinidad and Tobago pronounced that it had its first death, which I don't think it's the first. I believe this is the second. One has been covered up. This one is brought out because when it are two political parties, what is going. One does want to bring out something against the other and so forth. And what went on is that the opposition party, they brought out this info about the first death because the party that in power didn't bring it out, right? And I'm going to read the title. Say TNT suffers first COVID-19 related death. MOH, which is Minister of Health, on claims regarding the deceased patient, right? Let's say Trinidad and Tobago has its first novel coronavirus death after an elderly patient believed to be 78 years old passed away today. WEDS 868 was first alerted of a COVID-19 related death at 5:30 p.m. Subsequently obtained corroboration from a senior employee at the Ministry of Health. However, it would be another 3 hours before the government confirmed the Charlotte news. So you can see what's going on. Obviously, around the world, the governments that be in power, they actually will obviously drop the cases. They wouldn't give you the right information, nor would they tell you what is really going on, because their job is just to keep the people in the docile state, being under submission and so on, right? And Jake love it so. As the scripture say, the Lord say his people love it so. And I would like to start with the scripture here. This is Jeremiah 4 verse 22. The Lord say, for my people is foolish, right? Say, for my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are such as children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I just want to bring on that scripture because, the Lord's people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, you're really in that foolish mindset, that foolish state. Because, when you see all these plagues, all these pestilences coming, these things hitting, people dying, you all still think it's a time to line, party, and be in that joyous mindset. Even the scriptures also say that the mirth shall cease, right? So that happiness soon to cease, and you're seeing it coming because they upset that, certain things that they stay inside and so on. Even when that's taking place, they still want to line, drink, have a good time. But at the end of the day, we know that, through the Spirit, that they would be in that spirit, because the scripture say what? As in the days of Noah, giving on to marriage, and doing these things. So that is the stuff that they would be doing, But even the scripture said what? Say, for my people is foolish, and the Lord's people is who? Israel, right? Who you was today, we are so-called calling Negroes, Latinos, and natives. They say, they have not known me. We don't know that. They know the Lord. Right? Because if they didn't know the Lord, they would know that the Lord is the person that's doing this, that's sending this to plague the land. Right? And it have far worse to come. Right? It have far worse to come. This is just the beginning. Right? Let's say they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. So I just wanted to start with that, because what the scripture says that for my people is foolish, and they are, because you know what, they go eat up anything that our government say, but they wouldn't eat up anything that the Lord said. Right? And what the Lord said, and you know what, we're supposed to eat this roll. The scripture said that eat this roll, right? And they ain't eating up this roll, but they know what, they go eat up anything else, right? They go be in anything else other than this word. It's so-called say recorded, Trinidad recorded the first step, and eventually it will get worse. Even if this virus died down, even if it dies down, right, it have worse to come. This should say what? This is just the beginning of sorrows. It have far worse, far more far more crazy stuff that happen. You know, things that you all fear, things that you all seem deemed to be, you know, all sorts of wickedness. It's soon to come. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 18. It said the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, right? So the beginning of all this, okay, because after this death, people went in a frenzy, you know. People started to talk about, hey, what about if it have more, it have this thing, you know, but they still have them that still be in the, hey, just one, you know, thing, and you know that docile state. It said the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. And what shall I do when this evil shall come? Hey. So you see the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and that is what we see. You know, plenty lamentations taking place around the world, right? And plenty sorrows. You can't even come outside soon. Lack of food, lack of water, lack of electricity. These things that is a necessity for to live on. That soon to be at a down stand, to be less. You understand? Let's say the beginning of famine and great death, as I said before, lack of food, you know, and great death. And that is what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing is great death. Italy, over the thousands. America, over the hundreds. China, over the hundreds. Because, hey, from what you're seeing online, from doctors who like talk about the virus, they say plenty of these governments, they hiding the deaths. They telling you all a number to make you all not panic, to make you all think it's not worse, but it's actually worse than what it is, than the information you're all getting, right? They say the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. They say the beginning of evils, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So, hey, the Lord's people who were in a foolish state, this is just the beginning. It have far worse to come. Far worse to come. You understand? This is just one death. Soon it could be 10, soon it could be 20, soon it could be in the 100. You understand, right? Let's say the beginning of evils. What shall I do when the evil shall come? And what shall you do? The scripture say, know the Lord before the evil days come. Right? That's roughly paraphrasing this. Know the Lord, so that the Lord could see it through. Stay. The scripture say, well, wisdom and knowledge shall be our stability at times. So what you feel won't happen. They had to be in the scriptures. Let's say verse 19, it say, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So these things are sent, right? And you see, plenty deaths. Plenty people think that a death would have never happened in Trinidad. Plenty people think that it would have never passed one, you know, so that they could continue being in that mindset of party line. But hey, if that is in the spirit, it must have people who will be in that spirit, just like in the days of Noah, you know, given on to marriage and all these rest of stuff that the scripture said that they would be in. Right? So it says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. And that is the thing. Hey, all these things that the Lord telling, all these things, they going to turn from the wickedness. And you've seen it today. When you think that this might have sparked a little common sense into people, it did not. And the Lord, it said it here, that but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness. And that is what they do. They're not going to turn from the wickedness. So you know what? Shall die in the wickedness. Let's say, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You understand? So yeah. I'll jump to verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, and this is say, many of them, the scripture says, many of them shall perish. And that is what we see. And if this is just the beginning, so you can imagine what is to come. Right? You can imagine for what is to come. So yeah, so now I go end it here. I don't want to make the video extra long, but just straight to the point that, hey, TNT recorded its first, well, as I say, recorded its first coronavirus death, and hey, the scriptures say that far worse to come. So with that, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash. This is the Dominic Apostles and Elders of Great Muslim Rule Well. And salutations all the Akimus, the Push, the Church, and the Dean and Dale. Constituency, and season, we say, Shalom.